Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.
Hey, welcome back to the Shayne and I Show. My name is Shayne.
My name's Max, and my dog eats ass.
I knew it was coming.
Yep.
I knew that one was coming because I'm sitting over here and I'm watching your dog hump a stuffed dinosaur.
Yeah, and then eating the ass out of
And
it.
your dog is a female dog.
Yeah, she is.
And then she comes over for pets
Yeah.
after she eats ass.
Uh-huh. Yeah. She wants you to tell her she's a good girl. That's part of her thing. That's her kink, you know? She got that praise kink.
She's got the praise kink.
Yeah, she wants to eat ass and then be told she's a good girl.
You're a good girl.
Yeah.
No, she's going to town now.
Yeah. She's really having at that thing.
No, she doesn't realize that she's a girl though, right?
I don't think dogs have genders in the same way we do.
Yeah, she's probably just fluent like that.
Yeah, they just
Doesn't matter. She's just horny.
They just do what they do, you know.
Hey, this is a podcast about nothing.
That makes you think of something.
And let's get our sponsors out of the way. We're only doing one sponsor this week because I am waiting for coffee. So,
well, you could still say,
I don't want somebody ordering coffee
and then
me not having any. So I'm just going to hold off.
All
so
right,
we're
fair
coming
enough.
back. I'm waiting for a shipment.
All right.
I don't know what's going on with shipping lately, but anyway, Black Label Supplements. If you're still into your new year, new me, it's March by now. So if you've stuck it out from January to March, congratulations.
Hell yeah.
That's way to go. And you're still looking for some good supplements, go to blacklabelsupplements.com. They got everything you need there. They got some protein powder, some creatine. I just recently started using their creatine, and it's good stuff.
I heard something about creatine making your brain better.
Creatine does a lot of really good stuff. It's like the most studied supplement there is.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's pretty safe. Like, I've had no weird side effects from it.
I remember the first time I was in high school. I was in high school the first time I heard of it. I've never taken it. But back then, it was just like, take creatine the week before a lifting competition.
Yeah.
And that was it. That was all you would use.
Yeah, now you do it. Now you do 5 grams a day.
5 grams a day.
Yeah, and you get unflavored, and it's fine. That's what I do. I do unflavored. I mix it in with a protein drink and chug it down.
All right, cool.
Go to town. Anyway, blacklabelsupplements.com. Use code Shayne15 at checkout. Save yourself some cash. And but if you're still out there getting your new year, new me on, go for it, man.
Yeah.
Get going.
Fucking do it.
Because it brings me to something. There was a couple things I wanted to talk about today.
Yeah, was one of them my dog eating ass?
No, your dog's just staring at it, dude.
At the ass.
Yeah.
She's wondering if she wants to eat it or hump it. She's just trying to figure out what her next move is.
I don't know why it's so funny, but it's like a play-by-play of Max's little dog humping a stuffed dinosaur.
She's a little 5-pound Yorkie poo. And
she's humping a T-Rex or...
No, it's a brontosaurus.
Brontosaurus. She's humping a green brontosaurus.
Green brontosaurus.
I wonder how that guy feels.
Yeah, me too.
He probably feels violated.
I mean, honestly, I bought that thing with the idea in mind that she was just going to hump it and eat its ass. Because I know my dog. I know what she likes. I know what she wants.
Likes eating ass.
Yeah.
Does she eat other dogs' ass, though, or is it just stuffed animals?
Just stuffed animals.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a thing, man. Even dogs.
Yeah, everybody's got a thing.
Everybody's got who am I to judge?
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So the other day I was getting something. I was just getting something at a gas station. I was getting like a snack or something. I had change, right? This is the first thing I want to talk about because I felt like an idiot. I had change and I paid for what I was going to get, like a drink and a protein bar.
Yeah. With
all the change that I had, because I had a shitload of change and I was like, I got to get rid of some of this change.
Yeah, we all do it. Right?
The fucking line, because the lady's counting it hella slow at the register, the line's backing up.
Oh, shit.
And everybody's mean mugging me. And I'm just sitting there, I'm like, what do you want me to do, man?
Well, I'll say this.
It wasn't a busy time of day. It was like 9 o'clock at night.
Okay, so she was just so, like, you went in, you paid with change.
Yeah.
It wasn't supposed to be a big deal, and she was so bad with the change
that
a line developed.
I counted it to her.
Yeah.
Like, here's 4 quarters.
Yeah.
Here's another 4 quarters. Here's another 4 quarters.
Yeah.
And then she had to count it again.
How old was this person?
She was young, probably 18, 19.
See, that's my guess because they've never fucking had to use change.
Yeah. Anyway, you know what it made me feel like?
What?
It made me feel like that person that still goes to like grocery stores or whatever and still tries to write checks and just holds up the line because nobody knows how to process a check anymore. And everybody's and you're always looking at that person like, dude, who uses checks?
I use checks in certain situations. I have never in my life gone to the grocery store and paid with a fucking paper check.
I did it a long time ago because that's how you paid before like ATM cards or whatever.
But you're a very old man.
Yeah.
You're ancient.
Thanks.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how I paid. I mean, that's how you paid for it back in the day. That was the quick and easy way.
Do you know how old you are?
Yes, I'm 53.
Let me tell you how old you are. You're so old that when you were born, Afghanistan was a vibrant, thriving country.
Yeah. Now it's a shithole.
Yeah.
Sorry. That just sounded bad.
Oh, no, it's true.
Somebody's going to get offended.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that was my thing, man. I just felt like an asshole for paying with change. Like, everybody's looking at me. Why? One guy was even like, why do you got to pay with change? And I'm like, dude. And I thought to myself, I didn't say it, but I thought to myself, I was like, because it's just sitting in my goddamn car and I have like $8 worth of change.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you pay with change?
I'm not going to go to a Coinstar, cash it, and then pay with cash.
Yeah. If it was a busy time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't pay with change during a busy time. But really, you know who they should be pissed off at?
Is the change lady?
This fucking 18-year-old girl who never learned how to count change in her life. This is the first time she's ever been confronted with having to count change.
Yeah.
In her whole goddamn life. And I guess that's not her fault, but
no, it's not, because they've changed a bunch of stuff.
It's wild.
They've changed a bunch of stuff over time. Like, math is different now.
I've heard about that.
Math is like, it's like people are like the way I used to do it was you do the big number on top. It's like subtraction. You do the big number on top, the small number on the bottom, and you figure it out, right? And I was doing math that way one day.
Yeah, you carry the one and all that.
Yeah, and I was doing math that one day because I was trying to figure something out. And one of my coworkers was like, that's a weird way to do math. And I'm like, what do you mean?
This is just
That's how you do math.
This is how math is done. Yeah.
Things like that. Yeah, you're right. Things like that make me feel hella old.
Yeah.
Right?
But like these people, these children, like they spent their whole lives paying with fucking cards.
Yeah, and apps.
And apps and shit. And if they ever used cash, if somebody tried to hand them coins back, they'd be like, no, that's your tip. I don't want to touch that. I don't know what it is or how it works.
And it's been somewhere gross.
Yeah. And though it's a fact that every coin in circulation has been in at least 3 people's butts. It's still money, you know?
It's still money.
It's still money.
It's still paid for my protein bar and my drink.
Yeah.
So, and she even got frustrated at the point where she only took like $4 and gave me $1 back. And I'm like, I think that's wrong. And she's like, it's okay. You're holding up the line. And I'm like, okay.
This bitch doesn't know how to count change. I remember being in school, being like in the fucking first grade, and one of the activities we had is they would hand us a bunch of like fake plastic coins.
You had to figure out how to do it.
You'd have to because it's a basic skill.
They used to have things like electives in high school, like typing and home economics.
Yeah.
Where you learned how to cook and shit like that. So you weren't a fuck.
Yeah, they don't do that shit anymore.
Yeah, that's how come we have people that are being fucks.
Yeah.
It's like that weird kid that huffs a black marker all the time. All of a sudden created an app where you don't have to fucking, he got frustrated in home economics one day from huffing his black pen.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm going to create an app to where people don't have to, people could order food.
Yeah.
And they don't have to worry about learning how to make a cake.
I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't think it was the guy who was fucking huffing his pens in home ec who made that app. I just don't think that guy was the one who did it.
That guy became a serial killer.
That guy... That guy, the app was made with that guy in mind, but
Yeah.
it was not made by that guy.
That guy became a weirdo.
That guy became a weirdo.
That guy became a weirdo who has issues.
That guy is still sniffing pens.
Sniffing pins and watching reality TV.
Watching reality TV. Every now and then he goes down to where he used to go to high school where he had home ed. He just leers at the girls.
he just parks in the back parking lot.
Yeah.
Just like a creepy old dude.
Yep.
Everybody knows somebody like that.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows somebody that's like this weird dude. And you know why weird people exist? I was watching this Crystalia stand-up comedy special.
Okay, yeah, well, that's a good place to learn real things about the world.
But he was talking about weirdos, and he's like, you know how people become weird?
How do people become weird?
It's from parenting.
Is it?
Yeah, like if your parents like just cheer you on for all the weird shit you do.
You're never corrected.
You're never corrected.
You think that you're fucking everything is fine.
Yeah.
And
when you're actually acting like a weirdo and you grow up later and you realize what you thought was normal is not normal, and you're all of a sudden you're like, oh my God.
I think that is one way that weird people get made.
Right.
I think another way is there's some people that don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And they're just like,
those people are almost all right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you're just like, look at that guy. He just doesn't give a fuck. And that's cool. Like, he knows he's weird.
Mm-hmm.
That person knows they're weird. They admit they're weird.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, this is the way I am.
Yeah.
I count my steps. I fucking, like, not like count your steps like calorie wise, but like count how many steps it is till you get to the door.
Yeah. That's like a fucking pathology there.
Yeah.
That's a fucking mental illness. And there's plenty, and that's the third way people get weird.
Yeah.
Because they have some mental pathology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of weird, this brings me to the other thing I want to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about this the other day because we went kind of hard on the bros, like talking about workout shit.
We do tend to go hard on the bros,
right.
Especially the alpha bros.
Yeah. And lately, the bros are starting to find out that the alpha bros aren't real.
Right.
They're starting to open up.
Right.
To the fact that these alpha dudes,
they're just posers.
They're just posers.
They call themselves alphas online.
And they're really not.
But yeah.
And it got me thinking, right? The bros are feeling down lately.
Yeah.
Because there's a difference between, like, I think there's a difference between, like, bros. Because bros are always going to go along with, the bro is always there.
Yeah.
A dude is some guy that's like, he knows how to handle his stuff. He's a dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The difference between a bro and a dude.
Yeah.
Right? Doesn't need a bunch of people around him. Like, it's okay being by himself. He's just a dude. Like,
just a dude.
Just a dude. You see him, you're like, hey, it's that dude.
Yeah.
A bro, because he has a bunch of people, right? He needs people around him.
He's always got his bros.
He's always got his bro.
Yeah.
But the bros are feeling down lately, Max. Because they're finding out all the shit in the world.
All the shit in the world.
That's not good.
That's not good.
It's not good. I've been noticing at the gym I go to, like the bros, they're not hyped up.
They're not hyped up like they used to be.
No, they're not So it got me thinking, like, how do you hype up a bro?
Tell me.
Like, we gotta hype up the bros. So this episode is for the bros.
I do know one way to hype up bros.
How's that?
And I'm gonna come at you hard with this,
all right.
But it works almost every time.
Don't take what I'm gonna say.
No, I won't. Well, unless you were gonna say this, but pre-workout.
Pre-workout does hype up bros, but that kind of levels out.
They get their protein, they get their caffeine, they get their taurine.
And they're good to go, and they're hyped up, and they're in their car, they're blasting a little Creed.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Can you take me higher?
Yeah.
And they get all hyped up in the car.
Yeah.
That
fucking Chumbawamba comes on.
That works for the single bro.
Okay. All right.
That works for the bro that's like the captain.
The captain.
Of the
bro
bros.
captain.
Yeah.
All right.
But what about the bros that need hyped up? And they come in, they're like, I'm feeling a little down. And they don't know how to process that shit.
The bros that can't self-hype.
Yeah, and they can't process that shit.
All right.
You know what I mean?
All
They can't say I'm feeling down. They're just saying, I'm not bro enough right now.
Right.
I'm not broing.
Right.
This shit's cracking me up. I'm sorry. It's making me laugh. So I figured out the ways to hype up a bro.
How do you hype up a bro?
Here's the first way.
All right.
When you see a bro, here's what you say to him.
All right.
And you got to say it like this.
Yeah.
You got to say it just like this. You got to say, big dog.
Big dog.
Yeah. Like you see that one bro that's kind of off to the side that's not really vibing.
Yeah.
He's not really being you go up to that guy and you say, big dog.
Big dog.
And you watch his whole fucking, like with any guy, if you walk up to a guy and you just say, big dog, his whole fucking demeanor changes.
You're right.
Like you get actually hyped up.
If I was just like sitting in the corner, fucking feeling down,
sniffing black paint,
sniffing fucking markers and shit, and somebody walked up to me and was like, big dog.
You'd put down those fucking markers.
I'd put down those fucking markers. I'd stand up. Yeah.
Give me that bench press.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah. You can you call anybody big dog, any dude big dog, and his whole fucking demeanor is gonna change.
All right. I like it. Does it also work big cheese?
That was another one I was.
Or is that only
Big Chief?
Oh, Chief.
Yeah, Big Chief.
Chief is
good.
You
gotta say it with the same inflection on it.
Yeah.
You gotta Big Chief. You gotta say it like that.
All right.
You gotta say Big Chief. Big Chief works.
Big Chief.
The other one that I like that works too is when a dude walks in, when a bro walks in to a room and you notice him, you go, there he is. You got to snap the finger. You got to snap the fingers and point at him.
Yeah.
There he is.
Yeah. There he is.
There he is. Look at him.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the guy right there. That's the other one that works too.
That's the guy.
That's the guy.
You know, I have to say the there he is thing. That's one that I use, but the context in which I use it is when I see something and I see someone, I want to acknowledge them, but I realize I don't remember their name.
There
he is.
That works for me too.
Yeah.
I do that when I can't remember somebody's name.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there he is. But it also works for the bros.
Yeah.
Because the bros get automatically hyped up when you say things like, big dog.
Big dog.
Or big chief.
Big chief.
There he is the one that when you're like, you haven't seen the bro in a while. And he walks into the gym or something. You're like, there he is. You snap the fingers and you give him a point.
Yep.
And he's like, all of a sudden he's just like, yeah. And he fucking slams down his pre-workout.
Yeah.
And he's fucking good to go.
There's a guy at work who does that to me. He's like, oh, there he is. Or he calls me Star Trek because I have a Star Trek tattoo on my leg. It's like, hey, Star Trek.
Does he get you hyped up though?
It does, yeah.
Yeah, see, little nicknames for bros get him hyped up.
Yeah, I'm certain this guy does not know my name.
That's the other reason people do it.
Yeah.
But little sayings or little nicknames for dudes really hype them up.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're like out there and you're trying to hype up a bro, throw out a little nickname. It'll hype him up. Don't do anything weird. Don't call him Black Pin Huffin'.
Oh, there he is, huffing that black pin.
There he is, huffing that black pin. You don't want to do that.
All right.
But you want to say, there he is, getting ready to pump some iron.
Just say throw down. There he is, getting ready to throw down.
There he is, getting ready to throw down.
That could mean just about anything.
Big dog.
Big dog.
I like big dog a lot.
Hey, big dog's good. Big dog. So basically, the way you help out a bro is feeling down.
Yeah.
Is to say some non-committal, enthusiastic thing at them.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, because you don't want to. You got to get them hyped up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because what's the world without bros?
It's still the world.
But it's not as entertaining.
Perhaps.
It's not as. What's the other word? Like, who are the bros going to follow if they can't get themselves hyped up? You know what I mean? Like, you need to hype up. You need bros around.
I guess you're right. And like, if they're not, honestly, like the bros, I feel like if they didn't get enough of that hype in just their day-to-day life, they would end up in a cult or something.
Yes.
And you don't want that.
No, you don't want a bro in a cult.
You really don't want that.
No, that would be weird.
That would be weird. Also, cults
are kind of weird.
Yeah. Cults are fucking weird.
Cults are weird. I haven't heard of any good cults lately, but
I mean,
there were some really good cults like back, like the 70s had the fucking lock on cults.
Yes. Define good cults.
I mean, like doing crazy shit. Like if you're in a cult and you're following somebody, you need to do some crazy shit. Like you can't be like just, at the airport asking for money kind of cult.
Right.
You got to be doing some fucking crazy shit.
You got to do some fucking People's Temple, move to Guyana and commit mass suicide shit.
Yeah, that's the end goal.
Yeah, that's the end.
That's
right.
the end goal.
Yeah,
and
you wait until the 80s for that one.
Yeah, but you need to absolutely believe the leader.
Uh-huh.
And I think if you don't hype up bros enough, right?
Yeah.
What's going to happen is they're not going to believe in the alpha guys anymore.
Right.
They're going to follow the guy. And the guy that's been huffing the black pins the whole time, lo and behold, guess what he's done? He started a fucking cult.
He started a fucking cult.
And it's got hot women in his cult.
That's right. Which is really I think the ultimate point of most cults.
Yes. Free love, hot women.
I was going to say just pounding meat, but yeah. Okay.
Free love, whatever, dude. But that guy started a cult, and now all of a sudden you're a lost bro, and that guy that was the weirdo huffing black paint, huffing black ink markers.
Yeah.
He don't look so weird anymore, and he's actually made it so where the black ink, the black pens, are part of his cult.
They're part of the cult.
They're part of the cult.
Every one of them has a smudge under their nose like a Hitler mustache.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you're a lost bro,
and like most great cults, it does eventually get racist at some point.
It does, or they all do a mass suicide,
or they do it's one or the other.
And escaping's fucking hard.
Yeah.
See, that's the other thing I never understood about cults. It's like, why is fucking escaping so hard? Like, I don't want to be here anymore. Therefore, when all these people go to their fucking little gathering for their fucking seance or whatever, I'm just going to bolt.
Yeah, they're going to find you.
Why, though?
Oh, what do you mean, why?
Why?
Because they don't want to let you go. You are theirs.
And you're like, dude, I'm just, this was cool for a couple months.
Also, here's the other thing. If you've been in the cult for a while, you know shit that they don't want getting out.
Right. But you can just be like, dude, I won't tell I don't want to tell anybody. I'm just done. I don't want to be in your stupid cult anymore.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. And also, they certainly have some shit on you.
Yeah.
Like any good cult has gotten you to fucking confess to all your deepest, darkest secrets.
And they have something on your family,
and they've got
probably.
it recorded. And they've even got you confessing to shit you never even did. And they've got that recorded.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they got shit on your family.
Yeah. There's no good. I can see why.
Yeah.
But even if you were only there for the orientation or whatever, because they have that orientation where like you're visiting college.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you're visiting a cult, I assume.
Yeah.
And you're like a bro and you're kind of lost and you're kind of like, whoa, dude, I don't know. This ain't bro enough for me.
I think they really figure out that first week whether or not they're going to be able to get their fucking claws into you.
Yeah.
And if they aren't, they'll let you walk after that first week. And they haven't shown you any of the fucking
and the fucking
any of the weird shit, right?
Weird shit, the orgies.
Yeah, none of that.
The chicken sacrifices.
Yeah. Like you don't get any dirt on them until they already know fucking all of your dirt.
And you're in.
And you're in.
You've already probably killed somebody at this point.
Exactly. They've certainly got you committing crimes for them and shit like that. Yeah, of course.
So we don't want bros to get lost like that.
We don't want bros to get... So just find a bro who's looking down, and before he goes and joins a cult...
You gotta hype him up.
Yeah. Hey, there he is!
You gotta give him a big dog! You just gotta hype up the bros because, I also feel like if you don't hype up the bros and they go to cults or whatever, next thing you know... We're a bro-less world, and all we're doing is listening to these idiot fucking guys on the internet talking about alpha stuff.
Yeah. Also, you don't want a bunch of guys in cults who also fucking lift weights and go to the gym and shit.
Yeah.
Because you just don't want to give them that much physical power. They will abuse it.
Oh yeah, because most of the time people in cults are pretty lost.
Yeah.
They're pretty lost. And the bros can snap out of it. They have that broness about them where they could just kind of be like, dude, this is kind of bogus.
This is bogus.
I don't want to eat no fucking raw chicken.
Nah.
Where's my pre-workout, dude?
They fucking made me the getaway driver on a bank robbery.
Now I'm in trouble.
They filmed the whole thing, and they made sure I was the only one not wearing a mask.
And they called me Johnny Utah. That's my cult name now, Johnny Utah. All right, so yeah, save the bros. Hype up your bro. If you see a bro, hype him up.
Hype him up.
Don't let him get fucking, blast that creed for him.
Yeah.
Get him. We don't need him joining cults.
Yeah.
And stay away from the guy that fucking huffs black pins.
Yeah, well, you don't have to stay away from him, but don't maybe like keep an eye on that fella.
Yeah, that guy's going to become a cult leader or a fucking slasher.
Yeah. Or he'll find his purpose in life and
maybe turn out to be a multimillionaire.
Yeah, or just a regular dude. He fucking works his 9 to 5 and comes home to the wife and says, "Oh, hey, honey,
I'm going to go in my room and huff some black pens.
I'm going to go huff some black pens, but, in the meantime, I'll help the kids with the homework." But actually, the kids are teaching me how to do this new math. I have no idea.
New math is fucking bizarre to me.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Yeah, so help out the bros. Stay away from the guy with the black pen. There was something else I wanted to talk about today, too. And I'm trying to think. I already talked about the change thing.
Yeah, there was something I wanted to talk about.
What's that?
Oh, I can't remember.
Because I'm kind of like, I remember it was the bros, it was the change thing, and we already did the play-by-play on your dog. I guess your dog's done with the fucking...
Oh, yeah, no, she's just taking a nap on the couch now.
Yeah, she's exhausted.
She is. She was really going at it.
She's like, I was begging.
Yeah, she was.
I'm tired.
She will fuck that thing across the room and then all the way across again.
Did she do it like when people are over, like you're having a gathering or something? People are like, all of a sudden they look down and there's your dog up in this fucking stuff to try it.
He's actually more likely to do it when people are over. And I think it's because she wants to show them like, hey, I'm a top. She wants to show the people who are over. I think that's what her deal is. Yeah.
There is another thing I wanted to talk about. The text messages. Oh, yeah, that's it.
All right.
Group text messages. Did you hear about that?
What, the fucking Houthi attack?
Yeah.
Plan stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a bit of a fuck up, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you imagine, like, you're planning a party for, like, your girlfriend? You're planning a party or something like that, and all of a sudden somebody's like, oh, yeah, by the way, these F-18 fighters that we have, you're like, how the fuck did this happen? How did I get this chat?
Well, it would be like if you and me and some other guy were texting, some important shit about baking a cake.
Right.
But we also just randomly texted some asshole who fucking lives down the street.
Right.
And who we've never spoken to before.
Right.
Right. That would be pretty preposterous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like planning this cake and you're like, dude, it should be like this. It should be like that. It should have icing in the middle of it. It should have icing on top.
Listen, guy, the cake is taking off at 1800 hours. All right. The first frosting is definitely going onto the cake at 1927. Some frosting might be going on before that.
And then this random dude that you don't like all of a sudden goes, I work for a newspaper.
He doesn't even do that. He's just like, okay, I'm at because this dude, he didn't say shit. He was just, he's just after getting all these messages, he was like, I probably shouldn't be getting this shit. So he just fucking logged off.
Yeah. And then he's going to write an article about it.
And then he writes an article about, you weren't supposed to be there to write an art. Well, if it was about my cake, I'd be pissed.
I'd be pissed too.
That said, I feel like our national security people maybe should be a little less cavalier with like when the fighters are taking off.
Yeah, or when they're baking a cake.
Mm-hmm.
Because that leads to like, because then you're talking about cakes like that, and then all of a sudden you're talking, you're like, hey, what if we make this cake? And all of a sudden you're like, hey, what if we have somebody come over and do a little cake farting on that cake?
A little cake farting on
just blow it up.
What if the guy down the street, who we included in our fucking text chain, had called a cake farter just right then and there,
right,
to show up and fart on the cake, like bare cake, before any frosting got on?
Right, he just blew up the cake.
Just blew up the cake with this fart before we could even get our frosting on the cake. That would ruin the whole cake.
It would ruin the whole cake.
It would ruin the whole cake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, they just giggle and run out the door.
As a cake farter does.
As a cake farter does. Stupid cake farters.
Fucking cake farters ruining cakes.
They just walk around all randomly. Oh, here's a good cake.
Oh, look at me. I'm going to take off my pants. I'm going to sit on your cake and just fart on it. Because I'm a cake farter.
That's not as big as it used to be. That's the other thing I was thinking about. You know what? That was the other thing I was thinking about. Things that were big during the pandemic that aren't like people don't give a shit about.
A lot of things sort of like come and go.
Yeah.
But some things have like, they got legs, they last, they stick around.
Yeah, but I don't think cake farting.
Cake farting, I don't think was one of them.
No.
But then again, I'm not like in the cake farting scene, so
Yeah,
I don't
either.
know how active they are.
Yeah. What about furries? You think furries are still around? I think furries are still a thing. They're just more.
They're still a thing, but well, I mean, furries are now like out in the fucking universe. You'll see a guy just walking around town with ears or a tail, but it's not a sex thing.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing.
That
guy's huffed too many black ink markers.
Very maybe. Or he's a little autistic.
Probably that. Yeah. But no, I was thinking because I remember there was all these fancy ass computerized gyms that you could have at your house that you just fucking put up on a wall.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, it's incredible. It's like 300 pounds of weight and you could do all these exercises on it.
There's all that. And then
all those companies now, 4 years later, 5 years later or whatever.
Yeah.
Most of them are gone. And you could buy that shit on Facebook Marketplace for like $200.
Yeah. Well, it turns out most people, if they're going to go to the gym, would rather go to the gym than sacrifice a room of their house to be an at-home gym that they'll never use.
Yeah. I know some people that are they really like fucking working out at home. And I'm just like, I tried it and it's not me.
Yeah.
But if I had a separate garage where I could just build out this fucking wonderful gym of my own, I could see that. But if I just have a fucking thing against a wall, a little fucking cheap ass fucking treadmill.
Yeah.
I have a little treadmill walker at home and I still go to the fucking gym to walk on the treadmill.
Yeah, there you go. You could buy a used Bowflex.
Yeah. I had a roommate that had a Bowflex and it just sat in our fucking backyard. And I was like,
take
dude,
up so much space.
Dude, he took up half of the deck in the backyard. And I was just like, dude. And he used it once. The whole time he lived with us, he used it once.
Yeah.
And he was just like, oh, I got to replace the pin, one of the pins on it. I'm like, do those things break down a lot? He's like, yeah. He's like, I bought this thing pretty cheap on Facebook Marketplace. That's where you go for everything that was cool at one point.
Yeah.
And you want to get it hella cheap now? Facebook Marketplace.
Hell yeah.
That should be their slogan.
That should be get shit that was cool 3 years ago for hella cheap on Facebook Marketplace.
For under the price that this guy bought it for, and he only used it once. Dude, I've seen some shit on Facebook Marketplace where they're like, yeah, it's still in the box. I fucking bought it. I didn't like it. I bought another one, so I'm selling this one.
Get us
whatever it is, TV, fucking.
Get a slightly used Peloton for $150.
I've never seen Pelotons that cheap, although I heard that Pelotons aren't as big as they used to be either.
Yeah.
And you could probably buy one. I mean, they were selling those things for fucking $2,000 at one point.
Yeah, I had a friend who had a Peloton. This was 7 or 8 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I used it one time and it was okay. But I never got on it again. I had an open invitation to use it whenever.
Yeah, I never got. That's the one thing I've never got. Walking on a treadmill, I get because it's nice and easy, and you can set the incline how you like it. It's not that I don't got to fucking run.
Yeah,
I understand. Now I understand why people run because they like the fucking runner high.
Yeah,
right. I get that.
Yeah, you get that natch.
Yeah,
yeah.
Even though I don't necessarily like running,
I don't like running at all.
I always pull some fucking leg muscle when I run. It's weird. Anyway, the one thing I don't understand to this day, bike riding.
I've always been good on a bicycle.
I've been good on a bike. I used to race BMX bikes. Mm-hmm. I know how to ride a bike. I've never understood. I'm going to get on a 10 speed and I'm going to ride 60 fucking miles on the left side of the road where there's no bike lane in my fucking biker gear for 60 miles.
Yeah. You definitely want to at least go on the right side of the road.
See, that's what I don't understand, man. It's
Yeah, I don't fully get like street biking.
Yeah.
I used to be a big mountain biker.
Yeah, mountain biking I get because you can go off jumps and shit. That's cool.
Well, even like the fucking like strenuous uphill part.
Yeah.
It's like a challenge to go up crazy terrain up a mountain, like charging up a mountain.
But see,
That's
I get all that.
Yeah.
I get all that. It's the dirt. It's fucking outside. I get you're on a fucking road for 60 miles in a fucking bright ass fucking suit.
Yeah.
Because that's all they usually are is like some bright ass fucking yellow suit.
Yeah, it's lycra. It breathes really well. It hugs the flesh so that you don't like chafe shit, and it has a padded ass.
Well, padded ass would be useful if you're riding 60 miles. A padded ass would be very useful,
especially if you got one of those high performance bike seats, because those things will fucking dig into your ass.
That they
viciously.
Will. Yeah.
Oh God.
But yeah, that was the thing. I don't. And I was talking to a friend of mine about it the other week because he was like, "Yeah, I just started, getting into biking," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, you mountain biking? No, I'm road biking." And he's talking about these crazy rides he goes on, and I'm just like, I don't get it. Why do you want to go fucking ride out to the fucking 30 miles? That means I get it. If you ride 30 miles or 60 miles or whatever, have another fucking car there waiting for you. So you don't have to, because then you got to ride 60 miles back, dude.
Yeah.
Like, who wants to? That's 120 miles altogether.
You can do math.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All in my head.
All in your head.
By myself.
Yeah. I'm not much of a road cyclist.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah. But
I think at that point, because now we're just reaching for straws, I think at this point, we need to fucking end the episode.
Yeah, I like it. I'm on board.
Because, again, if you know a bro that's kind of feeling down, we gave you some sayings. Say to him, blast some cream, give him some pre-workout, give him a big dog.
Big dog.
Or there he is.
My man.
My man. That one works too.
Yeah.
My man. Or what was the other one?
Hey, Chief.
Yeah, hey, Chief. Hey, Chief works. Cheer your bro up because you don't want him joining a cult.
That's right.
Because that would be bad. Bros and cults? No.
Nah.
Anyway, thank you for listening. If you listened all the way through, you could go to our website, ShayneandIShow.com. If you want episodes delivered right to your inbox, sign up there. They come right to your inbox right when we release them. Also, there's a little donation thing. If you want to donate $2 or whatever, do it. Give us something. Give us a topic. Tell us what you want us to talk about.
We'll talk about it.
Interact with us. Leave us a review somewhere.
If you pay me, I'll say anything.
Again, yeah. Hey, big brands,
Yeah.
If you pay us, we will fucking talk the shit out of your brand the whole episode.
The whole episode. These Adidas, I can't get enough.
I can't get enough.
Yeah.
They're better than Nike. Anyway, until next time, America.
Yep.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
Free audio post-production by alittle.com.